After the past few weeks of solo leveling, well, every episode since episode 1 of this new season, things have been mostly hectic. So it's nice to finally get a bit more of a chill, laid-back episode where things start a turning as we get in episode 4. I think it's good that we got this more laid-back episode to catch our breath a bit and then start to set up for the inevitable scheming and developments that are gonna come after this one. First of all, though, in this one, I do want to talk a bit about the reassessment part of this episode, which does technically go throughout, but still. So yeah, Hwang does decide that he needs to get reassessed. I was wondering how they were gonna justify that, but yeah, they made it make sense. Very logical thinking from Hwang's side. He got into the castle, he still needs to get stronger and be as strong as possible before dealing with the top floors and the top floor boss to get this last ingredient for the elixir, and to do that, he needs to be going at hard, difficult opponents. But of course, officially being E rank, he's not actually gonna be allowed in any high-ranked dungeons, so he's not gonna get any good XP, so he isn't gonna be leveling up a lot at all, so the ingredient is looking far away. So therefore, yeah, he goes to get reassessed. I have to say though, I did enjoy the little comedic interactions when Hwang is sitting there in the assessment room before being called in, and this one guy who's clearly E rank, he's like, oh god, I just want to be assigned a hunter rank so I can just start making money, or maybe my ex-wife and kid will take me back. Oh god, please. Oh god, dude, I think you're screwed, but good luck there. Good luck there, boy. And of course, everyone's still casually dissing E ranks wherever he goes. But yes, of course, as he goes in to be reassessed, he is shown to be an S rank. Well, technically not, because the system can't measure his power level, but that just basically inherently means he is an S rank, because if you are outside the bounds of assessment, that automatically means you're too powerful and you're S rank. So there you go, S rank. Though officially he will be so in a few days' time. So next episode, I assume. Of course, everyone is taken aback by this. He's apparently only the 10th person in the country's history to be S rank. I didn't realize there were that few, but I guess that makes sense. And immediately, the wheels start a turning. Big gets the call, the boss of the White Tiger Guild, I forget the name, starts rushing over there. Doesn't get there in time though. Choi, the boss of the Hunters Guild, whatever it's called, he sees him and checks what the commotion is about and finds out that, oh yeah, I get what the fuss is all about now. I also have to say I definitely enjoyed Choi being absolutely just blown off. And that entire interaction cracked me up a bit. And Choi being like, oh yes, hello. I'm Choi, by the way, I'm this very important guy. I'm head of this guild, let's have a talk, maybe we can come to some sort of arrangement here. But he's like, no, I'm busy, sorry, bye. And Choi apparently visibly being taken aback by this, like, huh, I told him how important I was, right? I told him who I was, right? Huh. But yeah, that's inevitably going to come to some sort of clash, I assume, in the future. Not necessarily, a nuclear clash, but I assume those two will butt heads a bit more in the next few episodes. I have to say, I'm not really liking Choi so far. He hasn't really been in the show a lot, but yeah, he seems a bit like a dick. Bit of a pretentious, sort of egotistic, full of himself type of guy. I'm sure he will be humbled one way or another though, in the future. I do like seeing though, like all the wheels turning now that Hwang is unofficially, yet still officially S rank. And all the guilds are going to start trying to hunt for him, right? All the guilds want him. Like, hey, I have an offer. We already see these two guilds, the White Tiger and Hunter Guild, trying to go for him, right? And of course, all the others are inevitably going to come for him too, though I assume he will end up at Jinho's guild. Though it didn't see him this episode at all. I assume he'll be in the next episode to try to actually get him in the guild. Love to see though. But yeah, the scheming I think is interesting. I like scheming in general in any show or movie. Hopefully things don't get too violent, but well, when you're hunting for the resource you really, really want, things might come to a clash. You never know. Moving on though, to my favorite part of this episode, and that is Chairman Go and the Hunter Association by extension. I didn't really realize this, or I probably did, I just didn't really think about it, but yeah, the Hunter Association, it exists to basically be a sort of police entity for hunters. Because obviously normal police, normal government can't take care of lawless people or hunters breaking the law. So the Hunter Association is sort of like a in-between. They take care of hunters when they break the law, and puts in disciplinary action, surveils them, etc. Sure, makes sense. Logical. Of course, that doesn't count S ranks because no one can contain S ranks. Moving on from this though, yeah, Chairman Go, he arrives and talks to Sung, and apparently he wants Sung to be part of the Hunter Association because, very logically speaking, yeah, the Hunter Association doesn't have the deep pockets and the fame and the money that these other, big guilds do, but they do an important job. Maintaining order, keeping the guilds in check and hunters in check, and he really wants Sung to be part of the Hunter Association because only Chairman Go himself is an S rank in the association, as far as I understood, and having a young, new S rank, powerful one at that, like Sung, in the association, well, yeah, obviously that would really do a lot to bring up the power of the association and also actually make S ranks liable for their choices in the country if an S rank is also in the association. Of course, Sung in the end does decline the offer, even though he is tempted, because yeah, his goal here is to become more powerful, to level up, and to do that, he needs to get in high-level dungeons, which the Hunter Association doesn't really do that much of. They're not like a ranked top guild that deals with difficult tasks. They just surveil and take care of trollmakers and deal more with low-level things. What I didn't realize, though, as we came to see, is that, oh yeah, Chairman Go, he's actually an S rank and apparently very powerful one at that. The first S rank in the country's history, apparently also. And apparently he's over 80. Doesn't look that old, but okay. But apparently, as Sung says, Go, even at that age, is still basically a match for him, which says a lot. Go must be an absolute Giga Chad beyond comprehension if he is that powerful still. The interaction between those two, though, I did quite appreciate, especially the interaction where Sung is like, no, I'm not doing this, or I'm not declining this offer to, get some money or some fame. I simply want to fight monsters. And Go realizes he's serious, right? Because initially he thinks that, another S rank, taken aback by the power and the fame. But when he sees the seriousness in his eyes, that no, like Sung actually doesn't care about that. He just wants to fight monsters. His eyes light up and he really gets this feeling of, wow, this is a guy that I respect. This is a guy that I want, to be my friend, so to speak, Though Go, I suppose, doesn't know or realize that, of course, in Sung's mind, yeah, he wants to fight monsters, not necessarily because of some altruistic, it's my job sort of thing, or it's my purpose, but, well, he wants to level up, so. But still, I like the interaction there and seeing Go and seeing how he reacts to Sung saying these things to him, which also brings us to the fact that later in the episode, when Sung signs up for this mining team, and the A rank tells Chairman Go, like, oh yeah, he, signed up to this guild, and instantly see the disappointment, like, did he actually go for the fame and money after all? I guess he got too good of a signing bonus. Too bad. But no, he joined the mining team. Oh, well, he is unpredictable, isn't he? I wonder actually how that works. If he joins a mining team, does he actually join the guild? Or how does that work? I don't know. We'll have to see. Not sure what the contracts are like in that sense. Would like to know, actually. Finishing off the interaction, though, between Sung and Go, I do just love the interaction between them, as I said, but also the few things that Go says. Like when he says that, or inner monologues to himself, that, maybe, perhaps even one day, which made me wonder of, okay, does he think of Sung as maybe a successor sort of guy? He's principled, he's strong, he isn't doing things for money or fame, or does he maybe think of Sung as like the key to something? Maybe the key to defeating the monsters on the island and that sort of thing. I'm not sure, but clearly, Go's very interested in Sung, and we're probably going to see the two of them getting closer and having a good relationship, because I think both respect each other already a lot, and they have probably similar personalities in certain ways that will gel decently well. I can only hope we see more of Chairman Go, though, because he is goated, is all I can say. If you made it this far in the video, by the way, do please remember to like and subscribe. It greatly helps out the channel, so thank you. Now, lastly, I do want to talk a bit about the other things in this episode, mainly Hwang, Cha, and, well, mining, I suppose. First of all, we get a quick look back at Hwang, who's in hospital. He's badly beat up. Deserved, by the way. He's a bit of a dick. But yeah, as expected, he is not very happy about what happened between himself and Sung's father. Especially when Sung's father said that, hey, you go after my family, even death won't save you from me. It's like, you think he's gonna threaten me? That motherfucker. So, yeah, I'm sure Hwang is gonna be absolutely burned to a crisp when he tries to get his revenge later in Season 2, sometime, I imagine. We also do see that Hwang is gonna get an artifact, which is just like powerful equipment, to try to take on Sung's father. But it's like, really? You're gonna like bitch out like that and use borrowed strength, basically? Some artifacts to boost yourself up to try to be a match for someone without artifacts? You know, that's kind of some weak ass shit there, Hwang. Not gonna lie. That's not what Giga Chads do, alright? But okay, you do you. We do then cut back as well later in the episode to this mining job that Sung has taken, and we see that Choi in the same dungeon. Yeah, he definitely seems like the pompous type. You know, he's basically soloing, going in there being the only attacker type, randomly shooting off some amazing fire magic, and then having his own personal guard of tanks being like, okay, tanks, please protect me from what I just shot off. Yeah, this guy seems a bit like a douche in a way. I'm not liking him, which I assume is the point. Of course, Cha is also there, and I mean, who doesn't love Cha? She's a very nice, good waifu so far. We do get a few interactions between her and Sung as well, which is interesting. Not too much happens, but interesting nonetheless. First interaction between the two, or not interaction, but the first sort of interaction between the two, when Cha goes out of the gate after Choi, when they've defeated all the monsters there except the boss for the mining team to go in. I mean, Choi doesn't realize Sung is there, but Cha, who I guess is very sensitive, or observant rather, notices or feels or smells, I don't know, that, you know, someone powerful or amazing is around. Thankfully, Sung has stealth, so he can, hide himself. But that makes me wonder, why did Cha notice and not Choi? We also get the comment from Sung that, wow, like Cha's aura is insane. It didn't make that note of anyone else so far. So does that indicate that Cha is maybe the most powerful S rank in the country? Maybe except for Go himself, because as then Cha says in basically the same scene, I haven't, felt someone that amazing since Chairman Go, where I thought Chairman Go was here. Which makes me think that maybe Chairman Go and Cha, are the strongest S ranks in terms of their auras, etc. And on that point, if Sung is at the same level as Go, as he himself said earlier in the episode, I suppose Sung is on the level of the most powerful S ranks in the country, which makes sense, of course. I do want to know a bit more, though, about power levels, like how auras potentially represent power levels or anything like that. That finally brings us to the mining part of this episode and the reasoning for it. Also, though, just to finish off my last thought, going a bit back and forth, is Cha stronger than Choi because of her aura being shown in this episode? I'm not sure, but would be interesting if so. Anyhow, though, to the mining. So, okay, Sung decides that he needs, like, good gear to fight the top boss. And he has this avarice item he got, an A rank item he got in the dungeon before, which doubles magic attack. Which apparently is a crazy good buff, because most, even the best gear artifacts you get in dungeons are like a 20-30% boost to abilities, so like doubling is insane, and will catch a really high price. But he thinks that he can't just sell it, because, how would an E rank get this sort of gear? I mean, technically could have just waited a few days, right? And then sold it as an S rank. Though I guess this problem is still he hasn't been in any high rank dungeons, so he doesn't want to raise any sort of suspicion, which I guess makes sense, but do you have to say who you are when you sell something? Can't just be anonymous? Like, do you have to sort of, like, confirm your ID to sell artifacts or something? Does it go through, like, an official site where you can't be anonymous? I'm not really sure, but it feels like maybe slightly forced to get them on this mining team, to then in turn have this interaction with Cha, and in turn have the end of the episode happen when Sung kind of gets a bit like an addict, and it's like, the boss, he's just right there. I kind of wanna get a bit of a taste, just like a little taste. Want to see just how strong he is. I'm not gonna kill him. I'm just gonna test him, see how powerful he really is. Like, okay, Sung, okay, relax. But just before he's about to go in to test the boss, Cha somehow appears behind him, asking what he is doing, which the episode ends. That is a bit interesting, though. First of all, why is Cha back in the dungeon? She left. I mean, she has no reason to go back, right? Did she go back because she sensed Sung, or this aura she felt, going into the dungeon? She was curious and followed? And even if so, how did Sung not realize she was there? I mean, Sung is hyper aware, right? So shouldn't he have noticed that Cha was basically behind him? Or was he just so focused in that moment of testing the boss that he wasn't really checking his radar, so to speak? I don't know, but I would like to know exactly how that came to be honest. Anyhow, though, it's going to be very fun to see the interaction between those two next episode. I did also enjoy the few interactions that Sung has in the mining area. First of all, the guy being like, hey, we're behind schedule, get to work. And Sung is instantly looking at him like, I'm going to actually murder you. Like, oh, please, sir, don't kill me. No, I didn't say anything. And also there's a comment from the mining boss. It's like, wow, is he really E rank? He's so strong. He is God's response to us blue-collar workers. Really giving us a break here with such a great worksman. Yeah, he sure is. He sure is. Anyhow, though, as a whole, episode 4, yeah, more chill, more laid back. I definitely enjoyed it, though. I thought it was good. I liked it. You know, it's starting to set up some more bigger developments. Of course, the reassessment, him being an S rank now or very soon. And of course, now setting up the interaction directly between him and Cha. It's going to be interesting to see where that ends off. Though I assume, as we've seen in the trailer, inevitable romance and waifu time in some way or form. Love to see though. Anyhow though, what do you think of this episode? Like it, hate it, leave all those thoughts down below. Do please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Deeply appreciate that and helps out the channel a lot. If you want to be extra supportive, check out my Patreon with exclusive content and membership tiers there. You really want to be supportive. That being said, hope you have a nice day, keep watching anime, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.